E aí galera do YouTube, tudo bom com vocês? Bem-vindo a mais um vídeo de Genshin Impact. E hoje nós estamos aqui para terminar o evento, né? A última missão do evento. Para ver quem é o campeão. Eu já recebi spoiler de quem é o campeão, né? Fazer o quê? Mas né? Cadê a chave? Cara. Eu dei os tiros no banner para pegar o cover. Eu tinha 30 tiros... faltando para pegar uns 5 estrelas. Eu disse, eu vou dar 20 tiros. Nesses 20 tiros, com certeza vai vir pelo menos um personagem que eu queira. Eu só não queria Fischl. Nesses 20 tiros veio uma Fischl e uma arma. Eu fiquei puto. Eu dei mais 10 tiros, sabendo que ia vir um 5 estrelas. Mas ainda eu queria o cover. Dei mais 10 tiros. Veio o Fischl. E veio a constelação da Kekin. Eu não fiquei triste por ter perdido. Porque... os 50-50, porque tudo bem, se eu perdesse 50-50, eu teria o garantido pro andarilho quando ele chegasse. Aí eu disse, não, eu tô longe do pit agora, então não tem problema, eu dar 10 tiros pra ver se eu consigo pegar o cover. Eu dei 10 tiros. E o que? Veio o Baizu. E não veio o cover, veio o Candice. Cara, nesse momento eu quebrei. Eu tinha 200 tiros. Eu usei tudo. Eu quebrei, meu amigo. Só que, como eu já tinha pego o Baizu, eu dei um tiro no banner da Ganyu. Veio mais uns 5 estrelas depois de vários tiros. Constelação do Diluc. Dei vários outros tiros. Veio a Ganyu, minha C2 da Ganyu. Bom, mas eu não queria. Pra mim não me importava, mas eu já tava nem aí mais. Eu só tava dando tiro. Cara, eu dei 200 tiros. Sabe quantos KV eu peguei? 3. 200 tiros. Esse filho da mãe tá constelação 2. 200 tiros. Baizu só tem um, né? Ganyu, minha Ganyu tá C2 agora. Candice. A minha Candice eu tinha ela C1. Ela agora tá C6. Minha Fischl. Ela já era C6. E ainda veio 8 cópias dela. Sem contar a ficha, veio 7 armas 4 estrelas. Meu amigo. Eu simplesmente quebrei, mano. Eu não aguentei. Foi a 4ª vez que eu perdi o 50-50 com a Kekin. Foi a 4ª vez seguida que eu perdi o 50-50. E depois eu perdi o 50-50 de novo com o Diluc. Cara, 5 50-50 perdidos seguido. Esse jogo tá de sacanagem comigo. Como a pessoa perde 5 vezes seguidas os 50-50, cara. Eu só vou dar tiro agora quando chegar o andarilho. E se eu perder os 50-50 de novo no andarilho, eu vou considerar sinceramente largar esse jogo até chegar a Murata. Tipo, não largar o jogo. Se tiver alguma atualização da história principal, eu jogo. Mas fora isso, eu não vou jogar mais o jogo, cara. Só se for pra jogar história. Porque juntar gema pra personagem, eu vou desistir. Se eu perder mais uns 50-50, eu desisto, cara. Não vale a pena gastar meu tempo juntando gema pra perder os 50-50 o tempo todo. Se tivesse pelo menos uma dia, eu tava feliz, mas não veio. Bom, eu só queria botar pra fora, então. Eu ainda tô farmando as paradas pra upar o cover, mas por enquanto eu diria que ele tá bom. O ataque, né, não tá essa coisa porque ele tá full proficiência praticamente. Mas o status dele tá bom. Ele tá com a cegadeira, mas eu tô em dúvida ainda se eu deixo a cegadeira ou se eu boto a grande espada de favônios. Artefatos. Botei uns artefatos que eu tinha jogado aqui, dando dendro. E é isso aí. Talento tá 661 ainda. Baizu! Vai demorar um século pra eu upar ele, porque eu não tô nem um pouco interessado. Eu botei nele os sets que tava na Yao Yao. Porque ele vai ficar no lugar da Yao Yao no time. A Yao Yao fazia cura. Baizu cura e dá shield. Então quem é melhor? Né? Mas né, isso aí vai ser pro futuro. Mas né, vamos lá fazer a missão. Ver o Cave vencendo. Ele tá atrás do carinha lá, né? O ricaço. Porque os caras estão tentando raptar ele. Talvez esse vídeo fique longo, já que é o final. Oh! Nossa! Porque o pai tá tentando deixar toda a herança dele pra um desconhecido em vez de ir pro filho. Pera, vocês não entenderam? O Sachin disse que vai deixar toda a fortuna dele pra um desconhecido, um cara. Não pro filho dele, pra um cara qualquer. É claro que o filho, né, se não for gente boa, ele ia tentar fazer isso. Caraca, por que tá todo mundo caindo no chão? O que foi que houve aqui? Tu acha?
I'm positive, but I don't understand why they're all unconscious on the ground.
Incoming. Hey.
Eu tô aqui. Ó.
Boss, we got more company.
Boss!
Look, we were just doing what we were paid to do. You're punishing the wrong people here. You want the real culprit? It's this guy. He hired us to kidnap Sachin.
Ah, ele é o filho do Sashi, então?
What happened? Who beat you all up?
Wait, you mean you aren't with them?
With who? Who did this?
First there was this flying brat. Didn't bother asking any questions, just started throwing punches. After that, some guy wearing green came along and interrogated us for a bit.
Dignari?
I've got the confirmation I needed. This is the one who masterminded this whole plot. Jawani, Sachin's son. If you have any questions for him, now's your chance to ask them. When you're done, I'm arresting them all and taking them back to the academia for further interrogation.
Okay.
So why did you hire people to kidnap Sachin?
What do you think? 20 years ago, he upped and left to go and live a carefree life, not giving a second thought for my welfare. As if that's not bad enough already, he went and put his entire fortune in the care of the academia, along with a contract saying that one day he'd pass it all on to a genius he admired. That's my inheritance, by rights. You expect me to sit back and watch it go to someone else? If he won't give me what's mine, I'll just have to take it from him. Of course! Didn't he say he would be here somewhere, watching the championship from the shadows? So, I figured I'd get some people to nab him. Then I make him change the contract. And if the academia doesn't agree to hand over the goods, I make him publicly announce that I'm his chosen genius. No, the old fart knows how to stay hidden. I'll give him that. He's probably cooped up somewhere watching all this go on and laughing to himself. I already thought he'd gone mad 20 years ago. And who knows what a madman's truly capable of. Diadem of knowledge? You mean that thing he donated to the academia? Well, I can tell you that it's very expensive. He sold a lot of assets to purchase it back in the day.
Damn.
Weird things started happening after he brought it home, too. For example, sometimes we'd hear a high-pitched voice coming from the storage room.
Jesus.
Before donating it to the academia, he once shut himself in that same storeroom and researched it non-stop for days. Something was already seriously wrong with him by that point. Nothing he did shocked me.
What do you mean something wrong with him?
I only have a vague memory of it, since I was very young at the time. But I have the impression that he went out into the desert for research and didn't return for many years.
Damn.
When he finally did return, he was a changed person. He would mumble incomprehensibly and write essays day and night. I asked if I could see what he'd written, but he chased me out of the room. Later, he went out somewhere and took his written essays with him. When he got back, he signed his contract with the academia.
Damn.
Part of me wonders whether he'd already stopped being my father by that point. Perhaps the man we called Sachin was a demon from the desert who was wearing his skin.
Okay, you can stop now. You're creeping me on out.
Eu, de certa forma, não julgo o cara não, mano.
I told you all I know. But if you do see Sachin, tell him this for me. Whatever it is that he's researching out there, he'll always be garbage in my eyes.
You finished? In that case, come with us. Well, we finally caught the guy behind all this. Thanks for providing us with the critical information.
Cara, eu não sei, mano.
Concerns.
Eu continuo achando estranho o pai dele decidir doar tudo. Tipo, eu não achei que ele tivesse filho, por isso que eu tava tranquilo até. Mas agora que eu sei que ele tinha um filho, cara, o bicho decidiu doar tudo pra um gênio da academia em vez de deixar pro filho, mano. E de certa forma, ele nem foi pai pro cara. Tem algo de muito errado, cara. Com Sachin.
Scribe Al-Haytham looked into this matter. Understood. Well, if you believe there to be an issue with the diadem, I'd suggest contacting the organizers and getting them to pause the competitions while we investigate.
That makes sense. Okay then, let's get back to the venue. We need to tell
Karina.
what's going on.
Let's go. Bora, Kekin. Cara, eu vou ficar puto com esse jogo por muito tempo. Enquanto não chegar o andarilho, eu pegar ele no 50-50, eu vou ficar puto com esse jogo. Eu não perdoo esse jogo enquanto eu não pegar o andarilho nos próximos 20 tiros, cara. Eu tô no tiro 42, por sinal. Eu tô com dois tiros. Eu tenho 2 tiros pra dar. Eu vou juntar tudo de novo.
You're finally back. Where have you been? I looked everywhere for you.
Se eu não tiver sorte no banner do andarilho, cara, eu não sei o que eu faço.
Kidnaps the chief. But that's not important right now. We think there might be something wrong with the diadem of knowledge, and we'd like to investigate it.
The diadem.
200 tiros, 3k, velho.
The diadem of knowledge has been
Nunca mais dou tiro tentando pegar 4 estrelas, cara.
decades, always without incident. Why has this come up now? This is pretty serious. Let me think. Okay, here's the situation. The diadem is currently in Mount Ima Forest. We moved it there before the 3rd round began. In the 3rd round, contestants have to go into Mount Ima Forest, find the diadem, bring it back, and place it on the stand. The first person to do this gets 4 points. Considering how close the scores are between our contestants, whoever wins this round is very likely to be the winner of the whole competition. As such, I suspect competition to be very fierce. You might not make it in time.
Temos que tentar.
Item's location for you. Please head there immediately. Let's hope nothing happens.
Ok.
Let's go.
Simbora ver a Vitória.
Weird. The locator stopped working. Is the forest interfering with it?
Tem uma missão aqui.
Let's just go grab the diadem.
Oh. Só um segundo. Cheguei. Cheguei.
Uh-oh. This place looks
Ué.
empty. Did someone already take it?
Ué.
Well, we might as well head back and see if anyone's turned it in.
Ué. Ah, eles estão aqui. Hello, people. Oh, cutscene.
Looks like Layla has seized the diadem.
Corre, Layla. Corre, Layla. Corre, Layla.
But getting to the goal won't be
Oh.
easy.
Caraca, que da hora. O escudo. Impenetrável. Só corre, fia. Só corre. Oh. Oh. Olha só, finalmente ele tá tentando. Tá bom, esse jogo é muito bom com as cutscenes, cara. Por isso que eu tô dizendo, quando se trata de história, o Genshin é incrível. Só a parte do gacha que é retardado. Olha esse bicho, cara. Eu preciso desse personagem. Uou.
Horizon's device has gone haywire.
The competition is heating up. Oh. And here's Kaveh bringing up the rear.
Oh, damn. É isso aí, Kaveh. Manda para a asa. Mostra pra eles quem é que manda, Kaveh. Lá vem.
It's Kaveh's toolbox. Throwing the diadem to its owner.
Yes! Ih!
Who are you? I need you to get out of my head.
I am confident that you will not disappoint me.
The fuck?
What just happened to me? Something's wrong.
Oh! Ah, o velho lá, que ela viu na visão. Cave, my boy!
At long last, someone to inherit my estate, and with it, my research. Come, Kave. Come to me, my child.
How do you know my name? Who are you?
I am Sachin. Well, to be precise, I am but a fragment of Sachin's mind.
Oh.
Fate is a curious thing. Seeing you reminds me of another I once met. But you are made of sterner stuff than he. More cognizant of the trials and tribulations of this world. It is you who are worthy to inherit all that I once owned. We meet for the first time, children. But what I mean to say now is of utmost importance. So please, pay attention and bear witness. You have all performed outstandingly in this International Championship. The Academia has many rare talents among its ranks, and you are the creme of the creme. But if I were to choose a successor, I would choose you, Kave. Not only because you were victorious, but also due to our similarities in character.
Pula?
Me? Similar to you?
Why, yes. Both of us have the misfortune to be idealists. And that is the source of our misery. 28 years ago, I came to the desert and lived there for 8 full years. What do you think I saw there? Alas, endless strife and slaughter. Conflict over water sources. Robbing of merchant caravans. Exploitation of the people relentlessly, day after day. Beyond the wall of Samiel lay a completely different world from the one I knew. The things I witnessed there tormented me greatly. I wished desperately to find a way to save them.
So, did you find a way?
As a Vahumana scholar, I tried to use Vahumana knowledge to find the answer. I researched history and anthropology, performed countless experiments on human nature, and even sought out the scholars living deep in the desert who called themselves the Lost Darshan. But in the end, I found that the answer I sought simply did not exist. It was not possible to simply assign blame for these transgressions to any one party, for the sins are carved into humanity's very nature. Our nature begets conflict, and conflict begets destruction. This is the inexorable truth.
Concordo nessa parte.
The aim of my research was to draw lessons from history. But what I discovered was that history offers no such guidance. Things can only ever go from bad to worse. After this realization, I could no longer see the meaning in anything that I had ever learned. Consumed by an overwhelming sense of emptiness, I could no longer bear to face life. And so, I decided to bring my life to an end. But before I went through with it, a strange twist of fate led me to come into the possession of this diadem, which has the ability to preserve part of one's consciousness. Into it, I placed my experiences before requesting that the Academia manage my estate.
As I thought, the contract you signed with the Academia was in essence your will. If you'd given up hope on this world, why did you feel the need to do this?
I mentioned that I had performed a great many experiments concerning human nature. You may regard this as the very last experiment of them all. The Academia has no shortage of genius talents. nurturing the brightest minds of every generation. And so, with a handsome reward to draw out the worthiest of individuals, my hope was that one day I would find one who could untangle the mystery of human nature once and for all, and help to move the world onto a better path.
I see.
Revolucionário.
Desired a successor who was not only a genius, but who also understood the suffering of ordinary people. Such a person would have a clearer understanding of humanity, society, and the world.
Esse é o Cave.
But did you ever consider that wealth numbs the human heart to the pain in the world? Even an idealist may be incapable of following through on your wishes after inheriting your wealth.
You are highly intelligent, yet you are not the sort of person who would understand my line of thinking. To me, this is also part of the experiment, part of my investigation into human nature. Whether my successor suffers as a consequence of my research, or succumbs to an indulgence in pleasure-seeking, my research will have progressed. I grieve the fundamental sickness of the world. I regret the unbearable weight of its history, and I lament the research that I failed to complete. And this, Kaveh, my dear child, is why you will be of great utility to me.
You're absolutely certain that you want to give me everything you owned? For me to do with as I please?
I have faith in what I see in you. Now wear the diadem, Kaveh, and complete the journey that I could not.
Ele vai?
Will
No.
the verdict I reached cause you suffering, or will this newfound wealth numb your heart? I look forward to your answer. All of my research
Acho que ele não vai botar.
being stored at our...
I've heard enough! My life's enough of a mess already.
É.
The last thing I need is more suffering. Keep your Mora. I don't need it. Didn't you say that you saw a lot of people in pain? Well, if that's the case, then your wealth can go to them.
Oh, ele sorriu.
I guess that'll be the end of that.
O bicho tá cansado, enfim.
Are you all right? Any physical discomfort?
I'm fine.
Por que ele deu sorrisinho no final?
Thanks, Tainari. Don't worry about me.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Kaveh.
Kaveh may have broken the diadem, but he successfully completed the task prior to that. According to the rules, this makes him the victor of round 3. Points-wise, this also makes him the winner of the Inter-Darshan Championship.
My boy!
Champion and Sachin's personally designated successor, Kaveh has obtained the rights to inherit the entirety of his estate. For the avoidance of doubt, can you confirm that it is your intention to donate all of Sachin's wealth?
Oh!
He thought that the world is a bad place. Well then, let's use what he left behind to change it for the better. Rejecting the world will achieve nothing. He and I, we're not the same.
All right. As the scribe, I will make a record of this incident on file. The sages will contact you in person for details on how exactly Sachin's estate is to be used.
That sounds fine. I don't know if his research findings were right, nor would I know how to finish his research for him. But what I do know is that by ending this here, no contestants will have to suffer. We won't be the last. There will be more championships to come, and countless future scholars will follow in our footsteps. Sachin's words can only cause pain, but not anymore. No one else has to hear them now. We're all scholars here. I know full well that shutting down his views like this is autocratic and arrogant. Fine by me. I'll bear that responsibility. It's the least I can do. And, well, it's the only thing I can do.
É.
Well said. What you've expressed is a sense of justice and idealism that many aspire to, but few dare follow through with. I say this despite the fact that, in my view, it's quite ridiculous. You have long been aware of what your flaws are, but your pride alone prevents you from admitting it. Nevertheless, your perspective is well suited to appearing in a victory speech. Contestant Kaveh, on behalf of the organizing committee, it is my honor to congratulate you on your victory.
What? Please. I don't need your insincere praise. Anyway, this isn't the time or place for debates. Keep your commentary focused on the competition, not my views.
Esse bicho.
Congratulations, Kaveh. Also, you'll need to prepare for the award ceremony.
Ele odeia o All Haten tanto quanto eu. Maravilha. Por isso que eu queria ele pelo menos C2. Vai ter mais alguma cutscene final? Ah, talvez essa missão seja rápida. Eu pensei que ia demorar mais.
Finally, it gives me great pleasure to invite our champion, Kaveh, to the stage to receive his award.
Yeah, Kaveh! My boy!
Typically at this point, we would crown our champion with the diadem as well as presenting them with their award.
But
We have just received word that Kaveh has inherited Sachin's estate and made the decision to donate it all to charitable causes.
Sachin's estate is getting donated?
So much, Mora. And he gave it all up?
Kaveh's generosity will give many struggling families the chance to change their lives for the better. Of course, without the diadem and prize money to present, this makes the award ceremony a little more concise than expected. Would you like to say a few words, Kaveh? I'm sure many of our audience, like myself, are curious to learn why you decided to give all this wealth away.
I'm not entirely sure what I should say under these circumstances. I'm glad to have won, even though I'd say luck played a big part in that. As for why I want to give the Mora away, I don't support Sachin's views, and I don't want to take his Mora. With a lot of things in life, people need to experience them for themselves. It shouldn't be up to one person to make a judgment on. Not him, and not me either. Anyway, this isn't really the time and place for such weighty and complicated topics. So, I guess that's all. I'll leave it there. Thanks very much.
Oh, Kaveh, just one moment. While this is a short and sweet award ceremony, we do still have a prize to present you with.
Oh.
Please take this limited edition Genius Invocation TCG card.
Oh, o sino. Ele vai dar pro sino.
Will be logged in your record. This means that the sages will give priority consideration to any future project proposals you submit.
Ooh, nice. That's actually good.
All right, I'll take the card. But as for project proposals,
Whatever.
forget it.
In that case, I declare the award ceremony over. Let's give our champion Kaveh one.
Se ele der essa carta pro sino, cara. Mereceu, mereceu.
I still don't really get it. The sum of Mora would have been enough for me to live in luxury for my entire life.
That just means you're not strange enough to understand the way that geniuses think. Come on, we've still got the whole Wisdom Gala to explore.
Gastei todos os meus tiros em Genshin, mas até que eu não tô tão incomodado assim, cara. Eu tô puto com o fato de que eu dei 200 tiros e só peguei 3k, velho. Não com o fato que eu dei 200 tiros. É. Né? Sorte é um superpoder, de acordo com a Dominó. Come on, Paimon. Kaveh, o cara show de bola.
I may as well just give it to him. Could you pass it on to him for me when you next see him?
Whoa, whoa! This is a super big deal. You should do it yourself. Come on, let's go find Sino.
Ele tá aqui. Ele tá olhando. Tá logo do lado.
Huh? But I was gonna rest for a while longer. Hey, stop pulling my hair.
É isso aí, Paimon. Ah, maluco. Sim, deixa eu fazer uma coisa aqui. Eu quero botar na Rida só pra ver o que é que Simon tá pensando agora. Se é que ele tá pensando alguma coisa. Filho da mãe, ele nunca tá pensando nada, esquece. Bora cá, ver. Entregar a carta pro Sino.
What you looking at, Sino?
I'm still thinking about the Sachin issue. What brings you here?
Cave.
Well, they gave me this limited edition Genius Invocation card, and I figured you'd have more use for it than I.
But it's a limited edition. Are you sure you want to give it to me?
I don't play the game.
What else would I do with it? I have no use for it.
Ele não joga? Oh, nossa, tocou no coração do Sino agora.
It's limited edition. Kave, are you in trouble? You don't have to do all this. Just tell me what's wrong and I will help.
That's not what I meant at all. Yes, I have all sorts of problems, but that has absolutely nothing to do with this card. I'll figure my own issues out by myself.
All right.
Cave merece meu respeito, cara.
Accept your generosity.
Cave merece meu total respeito.
But now that I realize that you have no concept of its value, I cannot simply take it from you.
Tu vai dar dinheiro a ele?
How about this? I shall buy it from you at a fair price. Namely, the price that the previous limited edition card sold for.
Oh!
Oh, come on. It's just one card. How much could it really be worth?
Quer ver?
1 million more at the very least.
I knew it!
Too low. I can go a little higher.
1 million more for a card? But you already have a whole bunch of these, shiny ones, don't you? I saw your deck last time we played.
Ah, ele joga.
Not every card is this valuable, and some cards are exquisitely designed, but not rare.
Huh. Well, I guess they must pay you plenty to be General Mahamatra if you're splashing out on things like this.
Não.
But really, it's fine. I'd feel bad taking...
Tu é bom demais, Cave. Pelo amor de Deus.
I save a lot. I can spare the Mora for this card.
You don't spend all your savings on your hobbies, do you?
Yes, he does.
Watch that, you know. You definitely don't want to end up borrowing money in a moment of opportunity. Living with debt is miserable.
Sounds like you're speaking from
Yeah.
experience. I guess you've been through a lot?
I don't want to talk about it.
In that case, maybe you're the one who should be listening to your advice. In any case, I, Sino, will take this precious card, and it shall join the deck of destiny. Kave, come with me in a few moments to collect the Mora.
1 milhão de Moura.
To you, I have achieved my goal for participating in this tournament.
All right, if you insist. Far be it from me to refuse your courtesy any further. Well, at least I'll be able to keep on top of my bills this month. Maybe I'll even have some left over. In fact, let me treat you all to a meal later. Bring Tainari and Kale, too.
Cave é bom demais, cara.
Paimon wonders how the other contestants are doing. Let's go check in with them, shall we? Since we're guest commentators and all.
Ah, mano, eu respeito o Cave. Eu respeito. O Cave é bom demais, mas eu respeito ele. Mano do céu, cara. Nossa, já deu uma leve felicidade assim que eu vi a Dia. Porque eu não pe... Cara, eu perdi 2,50 Dia. Por que tu não me não veio? Kekin e Diluc.
Sure, Madam Farzan. Maybe you could pick out a few fashionable outfits for us.
Eu vou demorar um tempo pra me recuperar, cara.
Even Dia and Candace are here. What are you all up to?
Candace and I bumped into these two while we were strolling through the streets. Madam Farzan here is pretty friendly. When she heard that we were buying clothes.
Essa foi a maior derrota que eu tive até hoje nesses 3 anos que eu jogo Genshin, cara. Eu vou demorar pra me recuperar dessa derrota.
Never mind. We can purchase some
Urra.
and make the clothes ourselves. Let's go with the plain fabric as our base. And embroider red and pink flowers on. Oh, and some green leaves.
Oh, wait a sec. You sure that's the latest style?
Não, é nada.
That sounds a lot like what the older folks back home would wear.
Né?
Don't worry. This style is a timeless classic.
No thanks. This is actually sounding pretty weird.
Wait.
Concordo.
Madame Parzan's right. That style is a classic and used to be mainstream fashion. But these days, there's some other options too. If you don't mind, how about I pick some clothes out for everyone? It's not often that we get to meet up, especially since Candace rarely makes it to Sumeru City. Also, I know a few places where I can get a great bargain.
Sure. I'm happy to leave it to you.
I'll come with you to have a look. One always has to keep on top of what the youth of today are into.
Madame Farazan? Come quick, she's over here.
Oh god. Ela é famosa?
Who are you?
We're new in the academia. We saw all the amazing things you did during the competition. Do you have any classes we could sign up for?
Of course I do. And you're both very welcome to join.
That's great! We can't wait. What's your area of research? Precision mechanics?
I'm from Haravatat.
Huh? But you seem like an expert in machines. Wait, sorry. I remember now. You were representing the Haravatat Darshan in the championship. Oh, their classes are so boring, though. I'm sorry, ma'am. Let me know if you run.
Caraca, tu nem sabe o que ele ensina, porra! Tu nem sabe o que ele ensina e já desistiu.
What about you? Aren't you going to leave with your friend?
I think you're amazing, Madame Farazan, and I'd like to learn from you for a while, if possible. I can take the class you're teaching as an option, even though cross-Darshan lessons might be a little tough to arrange. But I look forward to learning from you.
I see.
Uma alma boa. Exato.
Don't worry. Study under me and I promise you, you will get the best teaching available.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, I won't disturb you any further. See you in class.
Consegui uma aluna.
I don't quite understand what happened there, but congratulations, I think.
Traveler, Paimon, would you two like to come and pick out some clothes?
Eu adoraria, mas a gente tem que ver outros. É. É. Cara de chapéu.
I don't know where Hakai went. We just saw Layla not too long ago, though. But she was hanging out with some other Ratahoa students, so we didn't get a chance to speak with her. Are you gonna go and see what she's up to?
Yeah.
Ratahoa students? They must be the ones who voted for her to enter the competition, right?
Se vocês estiverem intimidando ela, fera, tá na hora do pau. Se vocês estiverem tratando ela mal, eles vão sentir o solo no rosto deles. E aí?
I'm sorry, everyone. I could have done better in the third round.
Ah, tu foi a primeira a pegar a coroa, então...
If you're going to beat yourself up after doing as well as you did, how bad does that make us look, huh? Heck, it's not like any of us had the guts to enter the championship.
É.
I didn't see the whole thing, but you were the only contestant who scored points in both the first two rounds, right?
Yeah.
And I heard that you actually found the diadem first in round 3.
Yeah.
You came so close to winning the competition.
Ela foi incrível.
I just got lucky, I think.
That can't be true. You had some really stiff competition out there. The renowned Tainari from Amorta, even Sino the General Mahamatra was there. You're amazing, all of you. Getting points off them is a huge achievement.
Né?
The way I see it, people aren't exaggerating one bit with the nicknames they give you. You are a genuine genius.
Isso.
Oh, thanks a lot. But I really don't think I qualify as a genius. In the second round, for instance, I dozed off and somehow found myself beside the device when I came to.
Ah, come on, don't be so hard on yourself. We've decided we're taking you out to celebrate, and that's final.
Yes.
Let's go. Cheer up, Layla. The rest of today's all about you.
Oh. Né?
This is great. I haven't seen Hakai since the end of the competition. Oh well, it's almost mealtime.
Ah, que... O cara de chapéu vai tomar banho.
I can't believe
Oh.
What a relief. Finally.
Eita, ela vai dormir e vai chegar a outra. Ah. Pensei que ela ia dormir e ia entrar outra no lugar.
What a relief.
Eu esqueci de ver a conversa delas, né?
If you don't come to Samara City often, classic floral designs aren't a bad choice. Those don't really go out of style. And of course, since you're putting this on your body, you need to consider the type of fabric the clothes are made from.
Uhum.
Some materials might look stunning, but they can be terribly uncomfortable to wear.
Agreed. After all, is fashion not the constant phasing in and out of classics? In that sense, you could always consider the style I suggested too.
Wait, sorry ma'am, but I think it could be quite a while before the style you recommended comes back into fashion.
I actually think the style recommended by Madame Farazan is quite beautiful.
Yes.
Isn't it just? You have a discerning eye, my dear.
Deixa eu ver se eu consigo ler o que todo mundo fala aqui.
The classics are the best. Period.
Period.
The classics are the
Não!
period.
I think I might need some more practice if I wanted to embroider my own complex designs.
Ah.
Although, I'm no beginner with a needle and thread. More like upper end of intermediate?
Oh, Dia sabe costurar.
Clothes all seem a bit too flimsy. Is there anything sturdier?
Pra batalha.
Pandas are both pretty tall. That means they have a lot of options when it comes to clothes.
Ai, ai. Beleza, vamos lá no outro. Tuturutu. Tá na hora da festa. Vamos lá, Kekin. Kekin, eu admito que o teu C4 não era nenhuma das constelações que eu queria, mas eu tô feliz. Porque pelo menos eu peguei com constelação de um personagem que eu tenho buildado e tá forte. Mesma coisa com o Diluc. É um personagem que eu tenho buildado e tá forte. Se tivesse vindo um Akiki, eu tinha chorado. Qual é o outro? Eu queria Jin, eu queria Dia, eu queria Mona. Pelo menos não foi um Akiki, eu tenho que pensar assim, né? Pelo menos não foi um Akiki. A única parte ruim de verdade foi que eu perdi 2, mais 2 50-50 seguidos, né? Tô com 5 50-50 perdido. Se eu perder um sexto 50-50, cara, eu não sei o que eu faço não, cara. Eu não sei o que eu faço. Vamos lá, é hora de comemorar agora. Vamos lá, Kekin. Pelo menos o C4 dela não é tão ruim. Não é bom, mas não é tão ruim.
Are you sure you have enough to cover this? Don't blow it all at once.
Don't worry, I budgeted very carefully, and this is well within my means. Anyway, I've lost count of how many times you've treated me. It's high time I return the favor. Oh, Traveler, Paimon, over here.
Cave é o cara, mano. Cave é o cara. Ele tá pagando com o dinheiro do sino.
To see the other contestants. How's everyone doing?
Farazan found herself a student.
Yes.
And Layla's classmates are bowled over by how well she did. We couldn't find Hat Guy though. Who knows where he's gone?
Alhatham's gone missing in action too. The one time I'm actually in a good enough mood to treat him to a nice meal.
Damn.
He disappears without a trace.
Cara, ele ia convidar o Cave, quer dizer, o Alhaitham. Incrível.
Where the heck could he have gone? I still have questions about that note he left. Well, whatever. He can do what he wants. Now, let's eat.
Yeah! Food!
You shocked me a little when you hurled the diadem to the ground. On further reflection, of course, it made sense, but at the time I was expecting at least some amount of deliberation.
Sachin's voice started talking to me inside my head from the moment I picked it up. I could feel his emotions, too. It was a mix of despair and horror swirling around inside my mind. He bombarded me with his ideas relentlessly, like he was trying to brainwash me. It gave me a splitting headache that only got worse as he went on.
Like I was saying at the time, his views are not necessarily completely without value. But if all his research does is lead to misfortune, then we're probably better off without it.
If his forbidden research were to spread in a harmful form and cause people to suffer, the Mantra would step in and ban it.
I think you did the right thing. I suppose another way to approach it would have been to claim that you agreed to inherit his research, but give up the research as soon as you've inherited the wealth. But that wouldn't have been your style.
Yeah.
I won't comment on his theories or experiments, but I don't believe that he was careless in his choice of candidate. He chose you. That means he knew what he was doing.
Perhaps. I just think that if you accept someone else's things, you should honor their wishes.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
It means that you have integrity.
Exato.
Thank you, oh my god, thank you. You get me, Kale.
Kale é um anjo, cara.
Isn't here right now. You'd be quick to explain why you're wrong.
Seems like you always include him in the conversation, even when he isn't here.
Yep. No dinner with Kaveh is complete without a few words.
I sense that all Hatham has in fact been here with us all along.
Where? Why didn't you tell me?
In your head.
He lives rent free in each of our hearts.
Eu tô ligado a piada.
That was horrifying. It literally sent chills down my spine.
Good thing you didn't say that before we started eating. That would have killed the mood in a heartbeat.
All right, enough about all Hatham.
Cara, esse grupo é maravilhoso.
Achieve what you wanted out of the championship.
I did, in the first round, in fact. Word of mouth proved very effective. I spoke to a handful of people, they told their friends, and so on. Now, a record number of people have signed up to attend the next lecture.
Nice.
Are you free next month? You should come along. Maybe even say a few words.
About what? I don't know the first thing about anything Amorta related.
Just play to your strengths. For instance, you could talk about the distinguishing features of rainforest architecture, or ask everyone not to chop down too many trees the next time they're building a house.
Oh, well, that's no problem. Sure, I'll make time. Has anyone had enough to eat? I can order more.
Eu não aguento, cara. O cara é muito gente boa.
Thanks. I'm super full too.
Cara, é um dos poucos personagens masculinos que eu respeito de verdade, cara.
Yeah, we should do this more often. Work will always be there, but seeing friends is important too. This is a good restaurant. Let's definitely come here again.
Sounds good.
Eu não consigo.
We should pick a few other places as backup options.
Cave é quase um dos meus personagens preferidos, cara, em questão de personalidade.
Oh, don't forget to invite us if you go. There's nothing we love more than good food.
Kaveh, do you have plans after this?
I was thinking of maybe going to the academia for some alone time. Nothing set in stone, though. Why do you ask?
Why do you ask?
Since everyone is free.
Oh, I knew it.
Matches of Genius Invocation TCG.
Eager to show off your new limited edition card?
Né?
Not to show off. This is my way of thanking you for your help. Only my best friend will have the honor of seeing this card's debut play.
All right, sure. I didn't bring my deck with me though, so I'll need to borrow one.
Actually, Master, I made a new one a few days back.
Oh!
Don't tell me you've been spending all your study hours playing cards.
Come on, no need to be so stern. They do say that your innate interests are your best teacher, don't they?
Caraca. Vamos lá, tá na hora do Elements.
I wonder when Kaveh will be able to pay off his debts.
Oh.
I wish him the best of luck.
Eu também.
It's been so nice not having to study these last few days. I hope I don't fall behind. Wait. Oh, I've completely forgotten where I was up to.
Oh, Colin é preciosa, mano.
This limited edition card in my deck. I have reached peak connection with my cards.
Vai lá, Yugi.
This is my most worthwhile purchase in quite some time.
Yugi.
This was some pretty successful ordering today. Not a dish wasted. Oh, I almost forgot. I should order a couple of extra things to take back home.
Beleza, galera. Acabou, né? Ah, não, ainda não. Sai da taverna, ok. O que eu vou encontrar? Oi? O que eu vou encontrar fora da taverna? Caraca, não ia sair daqui, achei. Pensei que a missão ia ser rápida, mas acabou que não foi tão rápida assim. Então, em 55 minutos e 55 segundos. A pesquisa de Sachin. Ah. Ah, o Reitan! Vilaro. A gente vai lá? Será que a gente vai conseguir achar? Ah, só. Ah, ao Reitan. Eu sabia.
Didn't expect to run into you here.
Oh, hey, Thumb. What are you doing here? And what are you reading? Are those?
Yes?
Sachine's notes?
Yeah.
I came across his profile while I was organizing some documents and became interested in his research. If it wasn't for that, I never would have agreed to being a commentator. I had a hunch after seeing the fragment of his mind, and sure enough, I came here and found his research.
Wait, so you've read it already?
Yeah.
Are you alright? How do you feel?
I think you may have misunderstood something. The reason Sachin chose that architect to inherit his research was that only he could really empathize with both the calamity and the humanity that these notes seek to convey.
O Reitan não tem humanidade dentro dele, fera.
Sentiments would suffer and begin to think of history as bleak, the present as perplexing, and the future as pessimistic. Empathy is a double-edged sword. Clearly, I am not the same sort of person as Sachin.
Yes. Tu não tem empatia.
Empaths have many friends, and their wide social circle comes with certain societal advantages. But this also makes it hard for them to achieve their goals.
Why is that?
All important things in life involve other people. As such, it's extremely difficult to live a life that causes no harm whatsoever to others. If you really want to achieve your goals, you have to be prepared to make enemies along the way.
É.
Not everyone can deal with that reality. And that reality is like the material here. Objective, heavy, negative. But, at the end of the day, for all these experiment results and conclusions, it's just one person's perspective.
Sachin.
Sachin's.
So, what are your thoughts now that you've read it?
As a scholar, Sachin was without a doubt a genius. He laid the blame for the darkness in the world squarely on humanity, experimented extensively with reliable results, and drew logical conclusions. In that sense, one might say his views were correct.
So, people are bad? And things can only ever get worse? All of that's true?
Existem pessoas ruins.
Someone else will arrive shortly. You can ask them instead.
Huh?
All I will say is that the world is not built on correctness alone. Sometimes, being correct means nothing at all. Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can. By their own choice, the idealist seeks to bring happiness to all while denying themselves the same. Thus, they shall never reach even the borders of truth until they wipe away the ignorance that blinds them. I've never been able to agree with certain philosophies. Even Sachin himself struggled to comprehend the notion of sacrificing oneself for the greater good. But sadly, all viewpoints will find their supporters, and the way we see the world largely decides our fates. Alright then, I got what I came for. These research materials are yours to look after. I'll be off.
Bye. Desaparece.
You came here just to read this stuff? You missed out on a big get-together, you know.
get-together? Ah, yes, that makes sense. This is a good opportunity for that sort of thing.
Guess what? Kame treated everyone this time.
Then I'm sure he packed up the leftovers for me. See ya.
Maldito. Ele conhece o Cave.
And there he goes. Well, seems like he really wasn't affected by this research.
Ele não tem empatia nenhuma, fera.
Someone else would answer our questions. What do you think that'll be?
O andarilho. Fujin. O chapéu. Cabeça de chapéu, sei lá. Foda-se o nome dele.
Traveler, Paimon, you're already here.
A Narida também. É a Narida que vai responder, então? Cara do chapéu.
And that guy. Wait, so you asked him to take part in the championship?
Claro.
Yes, it was me. Are you surprised?
Claro que não. Até parece que alguém ou alguma outra pessoa conseguiria convencer ele a participar.
Sachin's research is not mistaken. He spent his entire life researching this topic, and these materials are a result of that. These are the crystallization of his wisdom. Yes, I was worried that the material might cause some disruption, but I didn't want to wipe away all his hard work searching for the truth. So instead, I had Hat Guy here help me keep an eye on things.
Seriously? I think you can stop calling me that.
Hat Guy.
Why? Don't you like it? Well, anyway, if Sachin's chosen successor hadn't been able to handle his research, or if it had brought pain to more people, he would have intervened at a suitable moment.
And after all that, the person Sachin chose turned his nose up at his life's work. Pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
I was also hoping this could be an opportunity for you to learn how to interact with people normally.
Difícil. Esse cara é complicado.
It wasn't necessary. I'm still paying you back for your help. And the last thing I need is more reasons to be indebted to you.
Maida, what did you mean by Sachin's research is not mistaken? Does that mean that you approve of his research? Put it this way instead. Truth to me is like a shroom boar. Some people only see the mushroom on the shroom boar's back, and they conclude that the shroom boar is a mushroom. Others see only the shroom boar's body, and they declare that the shroom boar is a boar.
Ninguém tá errado.
Others look deeper inside and determine that the shroom boar is meat.
Nenhum dos três tá errado. Exato.
But none of them objectively describe the shroom boar.
É. A pesquisa do cara tá certa, mas ela não mostra tudo do que a humanidade é capaz. Só mostra a parte ruim, eu acho.
All of us are somewhere on the path toward truth. Within the confines of our limited knowledge, some may blindly believe in the beauty of this world, and others
Dependendo da parte negativa, que for o Sachin.
In truth, the most important thing isn't what state the world is in now, but what people hope it will become. But of course, I don't mean that as a criticism or a call to action. Ultimately, my duty as the God of Wisdom is to guide every form of wisdom to a place where it can find its purpose.
That was a long speech. So what are you actually going to do with these research materials?
Because Kaveh, as the successor of this research, does not wish to see these ideas disseminated,
Oh, sei lá.
seal it up. But even though Sachin's research could be considered negative wisdom, it is still a building block of the truth. If someone wishes to follow in his footsteps in the future, I will not stop them. I also look forward to the day that a member of the Vahumana Darshan can not only comprehend his theories, but also find a way out from the despair as well.
Vahumana doesn't have that kind of talent. Wait, you're not intending to keep me in Vahumana long term, are you? I don't remember signing up to become a scholar. Don't you think I'm useful enough to you as a prisoner?
Oh boy, here we go again. You think so? Well, to that, I would say that in Sumeru, Even prisoners have a right to an education.
Aha!
Your studies in Vahumana will help you deal with your own fate and learn how best to settle old debts from your past. I will review your final thesis myself. I'm expecting great things from you, Mr. Hat Guy.
Aceita, aceita. Ai, ai. Reencontros e despedidas. 1 hora e 6 minutos e 30 segundos. Retorno. Caraca, ele não acabou, não. Retorno pra academia para ver. Para ver o que? O que? Ué? Ué? Retorno pra academia pra ver o quê? Hã? Ué? Ok, eu vou lá na academia. Vamos ver. Ué? Bom, povo, eu cheguei aqui na academia e não achei nada, então... Acho que foi só um bug ali que rolou. Próximo vídeo, a gente provavelmente vai fazer a missão lendária do Baizu. Vai demorar um pouquinho, né? Por enquanto é isso aí. Tem uma missão da Dory pra fazer, ó. Ah, foi isso aqui que apareceu, né? Mas como esse aqui provavelmente não tem legenda, né? Mas tudo bem, o evento acabou. Eu só queria gravar o evento. Então acabou, já era. Tá tranquilo. Agora eu só tenho que fazer as paradinhas aqui do... Diz que eu ainda nem comecei, mas aí eu posso fazer off-vídeo, então tá tranquilo. Bom, é isso aí. O cara ganhou. Se livrou de uma boa, ganhou 1 milhão de moura. Se ele quisesse emprestar de 1 milhão de moura, era só ele me pedir que eu emprestava ele. Né? É isso aí. Esse vídeo vai ficando por aqui. Vejo vocês no próximo episódio de Genshin Impact, vai ser a missão lendária do Baizu, e é isso aí. É isso aí. Eu já ia repetir a mesma coisa. Bom, é isso aí. Valeu. Falou. Yes.